Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here, another episode of Test Pack Please Ignore. So at the end of my last episode, I had been working on a couple of bee upgrades, so been working on the ruby bees, so they're over here, just chugging away, producing ruby combs, which is quite nice. I've got all 5 of them set up now, so that all 5 of them have got 6 production upgrades in with an automation, so they're producing rubies at quite a nice rate for me. I think I've also set up a cyclic assembler downstairs, I'll show you that in a minute, to process the combs. So yeah, these are all processing the combs as and when they come in. And then if we pop right down to the basement, keep going once more, there we are. I think I've got a cyclic assembler set up over here to, no, that's the iridium one. Oh yeah, that's the ruby fragment. So yeah, so whenever 9 ruby fragments come in here, they get processed and they get turned into a ruby, which is quite nice. So I've also got one for producing iridium, because I've been producing so much iridium from my mining laser. So if we have a look at here, iridium, I've actually got 290 iridium ingots at the moment. It's absolutely mental. It's just been producing iridium like absolutely crazy. I just don't understand it. And what it does is, when it comes in here, it produces when I get from a nether and ordinary iridium ore, it produces these small piles of iridium dust, which I then craft into an iridium dust, which then gets smelted upstairs, I believe. So I've got iridium dust and iridium nuggets, which and iridium ore, sorry, which I find all smelting. I'm totally on the wrong side of my base here. Whoops, a daisy. Yeah, I've got iridium ore and iridium dust both being smelted through here. So there's iridium dust, there's iridium ore. Whenever it comes in, it just gets smelted directly into a what's the word I'm looking for? It gets smelted directly into some iridium, which is quite nice. So that's why I've got so much iridium. I think I've got quite a lot of chrome, 352 chrome. I've got 700 titanium. How much tungsten have I got? 121 tungsten. So I'm working my way through the tungsten. It's getting there slowly but surely. But what I want to work on today is start to set up my fuel processing system for when I finally build myself a fusion reactor. So what I want to do, I want to use this like area over here, I think, to start setting up the fuel. Now, the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to use a deuterium and tritium mix. So if we have a look at how you produce deuterium and tritium, so have a look at deuterium first. We'll have a look at deuterium if it's going to show us. So we want to produce a deuterium cell. So the way we make that, so you get deuterium from centrifuging out 4 hydrogen cells. You get 1 deuterium cell and 3 empty cells. Now this is actually how you would get deuterium in real life, because what deuterium is, it's hydrogen with an extra neutron on it. So quick science lesson for you today. So the only way you can actually separate out the hydrogen from the deuterium, so the heavier deuterium from the lighter hydrogen, would be to centrifuge it, and it'd separate out into and then basically any hydrogen after that would be waste, which is why you've got these 3 empty cells and then deuterium that you want. And the way we get hydrogen cells is, if we move along, we go to an industrial electrolyzer. If we flick along to, not glycerol, electrolyzed water, that's what we want. So the way we get hydrogen cells is to, that's what I'm looking for, electrolyze water. So what we have to do is we have to electrolyze it first. So we have to split open the water. So you're splitting open the H2O. So we get some hydrogen, we get some compressed air, because this is the H2 and this is the O. But it would make O2, but this is why you get, let me try and add the, do these sums make sense? So you get 4H and 1 O2, and how much would you get from that? You get 6. I don't think we had this up, but whatever. Me being the chemist here, I'm just like, does this make sense? Not really, but so yeah, we get hydrogen cells from electrolyzing electrolyzed water cells, and we get electrolyzed water cells from electrolyzing water cells. So basically, it's like pre-electrolyzing it. And then what we do, oops a daisy, went click one too far there. So yeah, we electrolyze water, and then we electrolyze it again, and we get some hydrogen, which is quite nice. And then what we do with the deuterium is, to get tritium, we do the same thing, except we centrifuge it once more, and we get tritium. So you need 4 deuterium to get 1 tritium cell. Now, I have done this, so if any of you watch my Feed the Beast Unhinged series, the way I controlled all this before was to, there is an extra step now, you have to double electrolyze the water before you get hydrogen, but that's kind of academic. But the way I controlled this before was to use my AA system, and I never really felt as though it was that effective. So what I want to try and do in this mod pack is make use of a mod which I used quite heavily in my Crash Landing series, which is Steve's Factory Manager, which is part of this mod pack as well. However, if we have a look at the recipe for Steve's Factory Manager, The recipes are very slightly different, as you can see. It's a tweaked item, so recipe changed to be A-like to balance vast capabilities of this normally cheap mod. So yeah, basically what the Test Pack Please Ignore team have done is actually modify the recipe of the inventory manager from being a fairly standard recipe. So every single one of these has pretty much been changed, apart from cable camouflage. Okay, so some of these haven't been changed that much, but some of the more expensive ones, such as things like redstone receiver, are now require inventory cable and redstone. But I think the main ones are probably the inventory cable, which require fluix dust, similar to a ME cable, and also the inventory manager has probably been changed the most, as it requires this ME multi-core processor assembly, which requires 4 of these ME advanced processors. So we're going to start off today by making these. So do I have this? Let me make some silicon. So let's just make 10 of this quick. So hopefully it just smelt up 10 silicon real quick. I've also got overclockers crafting, because what am I missing? Tin plate. Am I just totally out of tin plates? Apparently I am. So yeah. So these, I think my tin plates are set to auto craft from what I remember. Iron, steel, yeah, tin. So I've got tin set to auto craft, and I've just run out of tin when making all of these overclockers, because what I'm going to do to save space and to save making machines, what you would normally need, you need about 100 or so industrial centrifuges, but what I'm probably going to do is just overclock all of my industrial centrifuges twice, just to save on time and space, so I only need like 35, 36 of them altogether. I'll show you how this is all going to work. So what I'm going to do is start getting some of the prep work done this episode, such as figuring out what sides machines pull out of in terms of the inventory manager, getting things like power system set up, stuff like that, just so that in the next episode, hopefully, I can actually start to get the system set up properly. So we should, in theory, by the next episode, be able to start producing some deuterium and tritium fuel, which would be quite nice. And then what I really need to start doing over the next couple of episodes is to start working on, what's the word I'm looking for? Putting all the bits together to actually start making the fusion reactor. So making up, so if we have a look at what's required for a fusion reactor, so fusion reactor, here we go. So, okay, so that's not what I wanted. I just want fusion, didn't I? So you need fusion coils, which require a lot of chrome, which you get from nichrome. So how am I going to put this together? I think ferrous. Can I just put... excellent. I can just put ferrous and chrome together to make nichrome. So I need lots of these heating coils. I need lots of these energy flow circuits, which requires tungsten, iridium reinforced plates. So we have to set up a system to make industrial TNT. The way I usually do that is literally just have the recipe for ITNT and TNT in my ME system, and then you basically just set it to autocraft into the industrial, into the implosion compressor, so that you always just manage to keep a constant 64 ITNT in there at all times. So whenever it needs to make an implosion, what's the word I'm looking for? Whenever it needs to make implode an iridium plate, it will just do that automatically, which is quite nice. So I think we can go back to the Steve's Factory Manager. I'm just digressing as I'm talking about my future plans. So Steve's Factory Manager. So where were we? So yeah, we need to make this ME multi-core processor. So let's make several of these first. So where's my knife gone? Knife. Here we go. 1 quartz knife. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to smelt this up quick. Do I have a furnace down here at all, which I can just run these through? I can't remember. I might have to go upstairs and do it. Looks like I don't have a furnace in this particular room, so we have to just pop upstairs a couple of floors. So 1, 2, just to my mechanism floor, just so I can find something that will smelt these up real quick. So we're looking for, you're the smelter, aren't you? Yeah, there we go. So we just smelt these up real quick in the advanced factory. Takes half a second. There we go. Fantastic. We should be able to just pop back down real quick now. So where were we? So yeah, we're making our multi-core processor. So let me make you now. So okay, apparently I need some fluix dust. Let me just make a stack of fluix dust if it'll do it. How much quartz have I got at the moment? 270 nether quartz. I got loads. Absolutely loads. Not running out anytime soon. Put it that way. So where was I? So I need to make you. There we go. 1 multi-core processor assembly, which I think I now need to smelt. So yep, we'll just pop back upstairs real quick again. This way. Drop this back into the furnace. There we go. Marvellous. Done. So I can pop back downstairs now. That'll go straight into my ME system. Fantastic. So I've made the multi-core processor. I need to make a conversion matrix. I'm fairly sure this is in my... Oh, there's already one in my system. Fantastic. So there we go. We've made the machine inventory manager. So if you've never seen Steve's Factory Manager before, this is the Also, what I'm looking for, this is the interface. So this is how you start your your programs. So what we'll be doing is we'll be coming up with programs for deuterium and tritium. I won't save all this now. And then what you can do is you make these groups so that you can go into it. So otherwise, if you don't make these groups, everything's kind of on this front page. Whereas if you organize it all in here, it means it's all neat and tidy. So I can have a deuterium and a tritium group controlling everything. So let me just knock that up for now. I don't really need that. I also need some, well actually I do kind of need it, but I'm just wondering how I'm going to power everything at the moment. So let me grab some centrifuges, some electrolyzers. How many have I got at the moment? 37, so I need about 11 more I think. So I've got all the numbers on somebody's handily put together on Reddit, which I'll put a link below if you guys are trying to do this yourselves. Somebody's actually put together the numbers you need to process all the deuterium and the tritium, so I'll hopefully remember to put a link below of how to do it yourself. But so what we're going to need to do, I was wondering where the best place is to put my, so I put my Steve's factory, so I put my inventory manager down there just for now. I might have to move it later on, but what we also need to make is some inventory cable. So I need to make some of these weighted pressure plates, so I can just make a stack of them, just because I've got tons of iron. How much iron have I got? 15,000 iron. I'm not running out anytime soon. So I'm also going to need to make some of these inventory cables. There we go. So these basically act like your ME cables, except they take up an entire block. Whereas these take up an entire block, but they look a little bit neater. So bash that up real quick. And then what we need to do is every one of these inventories that we're working with today, we need to make sure that they're attached to one of these inventory cables in some way. So let me start to put, I also need some universal cables to start laying them out. So universal cables, here we go. Don't want basic, I want elite if possible. So I do need to make some basic first though, so let me make a stack of you, and then hopefully... oh no, sorry, I need to make... there we go, that should be fine. So I should have 32 there, and then let me grab what I've got left in my system as well. So elite universal cables, fantastic. Also going to need some tesseracts to start powering everything, so tesseracts, there we go, 1 and a 2, there we go. So I'm going to need 2 separate streams. I want 2 separate sources of power. So what I might start off today is figuring out how I'm going to make some deuterium, I think. So let me start figuring this all out. So I need to go. Oh no, that was the floor I wanted to be on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plop this down, say around here somewhere. So let me drop you down. I need to make a new network. So I'm going to call this 90, and we're going to call it deuterium. There we go. Just add you into the network. Oops, a daisy. There we go. So that's added. And then we need to configure that. So we want energy mode, send only. There we go. So that is going to be my deuterium power coming through that tesseract. Excellent. We should have plenty of power sitting around at the moment. I've got my huge big reactor here producing almost 30,000 redstone flux per tick, which is just crazy. How much uranium I've got at the moment? 93. Crap. Apparently I'm almost out of uranium, which is not good, so I need to go and reset up my digital miner at some point and make sure that it's actually finding uranium ingots, so that's not good. Is there any other way I can make uranium? Delicious uranium. Let me just have a quick look. So can I make uranium dust myself? Don't think I can. I think I literally need to dig it out of the ground, which is not good, so I need to make sure that my digital miner is working all the time. So I need to remember what my elevation is for uranium, and then just keep setting up my digital miner all over the place and find myself uranium, because otherwise I'll be running out soon, which would not be good. As I do have 3 rather large big reactors, all consuming rather a lot of uranium, so I need to keep up my uranium production if possible. So let's head back downstairs. I'll do that off camera at some point. So where was I? So we've got our system here, so we're going to make sure you're set up to the deuterium one. Excellent. So then I need some electrolyzers first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the numbers quick of how I need to set this up, and then I'll show you what I'm going to be doing in a second. So I'll see you in a sec, guys. Okay guys, so I checked the numbers quick, and from the guide that I've been looking at, I need let me wrench that real quick. That's not what I wanted to do. To do deuterium production is the smaller of the two, and for that what I need to do is have 10 electrolyzers. So so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will be where the electrolyzers go. So I'm going to need, oops a daisy, I need a Greg Tech wrench, so let me grab you quick. A wrench, there we go, grab one of you, marvellous. me rinse you up. Fantastic. So what I need to do first of all is have 10 electrolyzers like so. So they're going to electrolyze my initial amount of water. I'm also going to need a supply of water, so let me go and do that real quick. So let me grab a bucket. 1, 2. What I also might do is use the fluid node. So I'm not sure if I ever showed you guys how to use the transfer nodes. So I'll do that quick. So two buckets of water here, which I'm going to pinch like so. So what I'm going to use is I think it's extra utilities. So what I'll need is a transfer. Transfer node. That's what I'm looking for. So we go. I want a liquid transfer node. So first of all, I need to make a item transfer node. So yeah, this is extra utilities. So it's similar to thermal expansions, fluid ducts, and liquid ducts, but they're just a lot faster. So they're really good. So what I'm going to do is, I can actually bypass a block of redstone and just use a ender pearl. But apparently I'm missing some things. So I need to make a chest first, like so. Do I not have any pipes? No, I do have transfer pipes. That's bizarre. Let me try like that. There we go. So I made a transfer node. There we go. I also need to make myself a fluid transfer node, which is fairly straightforward. Marvellous. And then I just need to use these transfer pipes. You can use them for fluid or liquid, which is excellent. So I also need to make myself a water source. Let's get myself some marble, like so. That'll do. Head over here. So what I'm going to do is just set this up. So I need 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So what I now need to do is, to get this transfer node set up, it's a bit of a faff, so I'll show you how to do it. What you need to do is put water blocks either side of a block such as marble, like that. You put your transfer node on top, because if you don't do this, there's no way of actually getting it in the correct orientation. What you then need, you just need to get rid of that block there, and then the liquid transfer node is all ready to go. So that's all set up. It's now holding water. So what we then need to do is, so I think these need to be powered from the bottom, and then I think what you can do is input things from the top and pull things out from the side, although we only need to do this. So we need to put some inventory cable from Steve's Factory Manager all over the top, like so. So that's all hooked up into the system. We also then need to somehow add this in as well. So let me start adding in some inventory cable like that. So this all looks a little bit untidy, but I might figure out a way of tidying it up later. But for now, this will have to do. So the tritium production is going to be a lot bigger than this. This is going to take up only 10 electrolyzers, or 11 electrolyzers, whereas you need quite a few more for the tritium production. It is 4 times as heavy, considering that you need 4 lots of deuterium to produce 1 lot of tritium. So you need 4 times as many machines to actually produce deuterium over tritium. So we'll start off with this little setup. So these are going to be producing. So I now need to get water into all of these. So let me start doing that. So I don't think that's going to work there. So can I wrench you up? No, I can't. I need to just bash you up. That's fair enough. So I'm going to just smack you up from the side. So that's going to work. So I'm going to make sure all of these are hooked up with some water. And the beauty of using Steve's Factory Manager is that I only need to have the inventory cable connected on one side. So I don't need to. I need more of these transfer pipes. That's not a problem. It's not a problem. Transfer pipe. There we go. So these are really cheap. It's just stone slabs, redstone, and glass, and you get 32 of them per that recipe. So it's insanely cheap to produce them. So I need to pull this up and over the top. Can I do that? I can. Pull you down. So I'm just going to hook all of you up like so. So all of these should now be gaining water. Yep, they all have water in. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. So these are all powered. They all have water in. And the only thing we need now is some cells. Now I need to figure out in a minute how many cells this is going to give me. So what I also need to do is, let me just grab one more piece of cable, because what I'm going to do is I need one more industrial electrolyzer. This is going to be the one that's going to electrolyze the hydrogen. So I just need to have that along once more. Put a piece of inventory cable along the top. And then finally, what I'm going to need is 2, 4, 6 centrifuges, like so. So this is going to be producing my deuterium. So we need to 1, 2, 3. There we go. So this is exactly what I need to have set. So these are all the machines I need to set up to produce deuterium. So, like so. So that's going to produce deuterium. Fantastic. So what I also then need is some chests. So let me grab a chest quick. So I need to make myself a couple of diamond chests would be nice. Oops a daisy. So 1, 2 iron, 1, 2 gold, and 1, 2 diamond. Fantastic. So these are going to be like my these are going to be my halfway houses for all of my cells that are coming in and out. So I'm still going to need to figure out how many cells I'm going to need. So I need 24 altogether, I think, or do I need more than that? Let me just think. Trying to think how many cells I need total. So to keep this up indefinitely, I think I only need 24. So how many electrolyzers have I got here? So So yeah, my brain's totally going here. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to have this all set up. As you see, these are all gaining water source blocks at some varying degrees. Oh no, crap! I didn't want water in that one. Whoops, a daisy. Let me wrench you up. Is that the right one? That was not the right one. Bollocks! That was a centrifuge, not a. What's the one I'm looking for? Not. Bollocks! There we go. So put you back. I needed to wrench. Need to destroy you, and then wrench you up. Put you back. So where's my electrolyzer gone? There we go. I did not want you gaining water as there we go. As I want you to be electrolyzed water cells, not electrolyzed water. So I now need to do all of the adding up here. So these will. So let me have a look at the recipe again. So let me go back to deuterium. So if I work our way back down, so deuterium cells we get from 4 hydrogen cells. So we need 4 hydrogen cells per each of these industrial centrifuges. So sorry, we need 24 here. So I'm just trying to add all this up. So oh no. I know what I need to do in terms of the speed. So so I need 24 there. So this is all going to come back down to how my program's going to work, basically. So if we create, no, I don't want to create a trigger yet. Delete that. So I need to create a command group first. So I'm going to call this command group deuterium. Deuterium. Save that, and then we'll go into the command group. So I'll come back to that in a second. But what we need to do is, so I need 24 altogether there. That'll produce. So hang on, let me work this back. So I need 24 total for the to produce hydrogen into tritium, so to deuterium, sorry. But then I need, if we go along, I need 6 electrolyzed water cells to produce 4. So I need 6 water cells to produce the 4 hydrogen cells for each deuterium. Yeah, that makes sense. So, and then I need 1 to 1. So just trying to add all this up now. So I need in total, trying to think. I need 6 times 24 is 6 times 24 is 24. That's not right. So sorry, 6 times. My brain's totally gone. I really need to go to the loo as well. So I'm going to come back and have a think about this, and then hopefully I will get my maths right in a second. So I'll see you in a sec, guys. Okay guys, so I'm back. So I think my brain's a little bit more refreshed now. Okay, so what I need here is, so I think I need, if we times all that up, so I need 4 times 6 is 24 to produce all the deuterium. But if we work back to here, I think I need 30 altogether, something along those lines. So let me do that. So what I'm going to do is, let's see if I grab, how many free cells have I got? I've got loads. So let me put them back there. So let me just think about how I'm going to do this. So, got my thinking cap on. So let me put some industrial cells in here. So what I'm going to do is, so what I need to do in my program first is to tell the tell C's factory manager to put empty cells into all of these industrial electrolyzers. Okay, so let's do that. So what we need to do is create a trigger. Create an input. So the trigger basically says, so you can control how often it does it. So interval is every 1 second. It'll look. So what I'm going to tell it is every 1 second is to look at. I think I want. So I need to double check which diamond chest I want to do. So let me see here. So this is minus 181 plus 89. So I need to make sure I've got the right diamond chest. So 181 That's the one I want. So input, so target, doesn't matter which one I do from here because it will pull out from any side the chest, which is nice. And what I want to say here is cell. Oh no, one empty cell. There we go. So it's gonna, so every 1 second it's gonna look at that inventory and see if there's an empty cell in there. And when it does, what I also need to do is, have I got overclockers on me? Overclockers. Here we go. So what I also need to do is make sure I overclock each of these industrial centrifuges twice. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oops, there's a bit of lag there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Marvellous. So they're all overclocked twice, which is what I wanted. So excellent. So where were we? So every 1 second it's going to look at that inventory and see if it can find an empty cell. And then what I'm going to do is create an output. There we go. Output, inventories, and then what I want is every single one of these industrial electrolyzers. Okay. And I want the target from the top, which is the main thing, and then items, it doesn't matter. So what it's going to do, is go look at all of them and place. So put them all in one. So I don't really want that. So that is going to electrolyze water real quick. So that's made an electrolyzed water cell. Okay, that's fair enough. I just wonder if there's a way to spread this out evenly. So, oopsie-daisy, items. I might need to look up if there's a way of making sure that we spread this out evenly. Empty cell. Specify amount 3, I think. I think that might work out better. So let's try that. Let's see if it spreads out all of these in batches of 3. So that should start taking them out, in theory. In theory, of course. It's taking out one at a time, which is weird. I don't know why it's doing that. So it's put 3 in there. Ah, right. So it's done 3 into that one, which is odd. But I want it to do 3 into all of them at the same time. Items, precise detection, fuzzy detection. This is weird. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this because I might need to kind of tell it to do the electrolyzer, like each individual electrolyzer or something along those lines, because it's putting 3 in there, but it's not putting 3 in the rest of them, which is bizarre. I wonder if there's a way of kind of telling it to spread them out evenly. I don't know. Input inventories. That's not what I wanted. I wanted output inventories. So define multi-selection interaction. Target up, items, empty cell. This is weird. I don't know why it won't place all of them individually, but it's doing like 3 at a time into one industrial electrolyzer, which is bizarre, which I don't really want it to do. So that's not what I want it to do. So let me deselect all of them for now. Interesting. I'm a little bit confuzzled. So why did it suddenly place? Oh yeah, it was placing them in there as I went along. So yeah, I'm just wondering how to get it all to spread out evenly. Unless I need to tell it to, what's the word I'm looking for? I might need to do every single one individually. So within this command group. So what I'm going to need to do, let me delete all of you. What I'm also going to need to do is let me grab all of these. Find every single one, so I've got 30 in total. That's 19. Any along here? Oh, we've got 3 in there. That's 22. So how many got here? So I'm missing one. Missing one. Where are you? Oh, whatever. I'm missing one somewhere. Let me have a look, scout around. Oh, there it is. There we go. So I've got 23. So what I'm going to do is literally just run these straight through the automatic canning machine. There we go. Which apparently isn't working. Never mind. So I've got some spare electrolyzed water cells. So let me start processing these out. As you can see, the industrial electrolyzers themselves are fairly quick to actually do their work, whereas the centrifuges are a lot slower, which is why I'm kind of compressed air cells. That's going to be a problem. So I'm going to need to also get myself an automatic canning machine over here. So how do I make one of them quick? Automatic canning. So any cells, so canning machine. Oh, this is not too difficult, which apparently I can't make even. Basic machine casing. I also need to. Can I just use? Yep, can just use a control circuit like so. One canning machine, and I need a conveyor module. Can I do you quick? Nope, because what am I missing? I'm missing 2 more circuits. Okay, that's fair enough. Whatever, made one too many there. Conveyor module, there we go, and then hopefully we should be able to. Oops, a daisy. Make one of you, automatic canning machine. Excellent. So I need to have one of these in the system because otherwise I won't. What's the word I'm looking for? Let me do it here. So let me put down a automatic canning machine. Where do you go? Because this is basically going to. So when I generate these O2 cells, so I'm going to need to. Part of the system is going to be to. What's the word I'm looking for? So as this makes, so this is going to be basically going to be making, what's the word I'm looking for? These compressed air cells every time. So, crap, I needed 6 of them altogether. Let me make one more lot of, what's it called? My brain's totally gone. One more lot of electrolyzed water. That's what I'm looking for. So just put you in there, just so this all works its way through. There we go. And then what I can then do is just 1, 2, 3, 4. That all centrifuge out. I just want these back basically. So there we go. Just to make deuterium, just so I can get rid of them. There we go. So I'm going to need some more cells anyway. So let me run through the compressed air cells. There we go. So where was I? So let me put these away for now. Put these back in my ME system. And the marble and the transfer pipes. So I need some more cells, don't I? Cells. All the way back up to 30. So what I'm going to need to do is, so within this command group, so I've got my deuterium command group. So if we go into here, I need to make another command group and just call this electrolyzed. So let me call this electrolyzed water. Okay, so this is going to be my first stage, and what I need to do is need to create 10 triggers, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what I'm basically going to need to do is tell every single one of these to look at that chest for empty cells, and then only put a maximum of 3 into, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. So what I'm going to need to do, probably going to finish this off the next week now, but what I'm basically going to use this to do is, so I'll start doing some I'll start practicing this off camera. So what this is going to do, this is going to tell each of these, so what it's going to do is tell each of these inventories to look at this one, see if there's any empty cells in there, and then what it's going to do is simply go, oh right, so if there's 3 available, I'll put it in each of these. So I only want it put in 3 in each of them at a time. So let me create an input like so. So input from that chest down empty cell. Oops a daisy. There we go, 1 empty cell. Specify amount 3. Oh no, I want 3. There we go. Sorry, I wanted to create output, didn't I? Create output. Inventories. And then I want the first electrolyzer. And then what I'm going to need to do is just run through, target up, because I want to go in at the top. Items doesn't matter, because I've told it 3 maximum from there. So what it'll do is every second it'll look at this and go, is there 3... 3, what's the word I'm looking for? 3, my brain's totally gone now. Yeah, 3, is there 3 empty cells, and it'll put it all in there every second. So it should do that precisely. So when I start this program, it should precisely look at every single one of these. So once I actually put 30 empty cells in there, it'll go, is there 30? Is there 3 empty cells, and put in each of these straight away. Okay, so I don't want to put any empty cells in there yet until I'm ready to go. What I then want it to do is then I need one more trigger. and then create an input. There we go. Inventories. I want every single one of these industrial electrolyzers. There we go. Oh no, not that last one. So all of the industrial electrolyzers, I want that. And then I want target from, I don't know, from the north. So I want it from one of the sides. There we go. Items. I want electrolyzed water. That's what I'm looking for. And then I want to put that, I want to create an output, didn't I? Whoops a daisy. Create an output. There we go. Create an output. Inventories. I want to put it back in that chest. So that's going to be my deuterium chest. Target down. Items. It doesn't matter. So basically what it's going to do is that initially it's going to look at there and go, is there empty cells, and put them all in there, and then as soon as they're all finished, it's going to look at them and go, is there electrolyzed water? Yes. Put them all back in there. Okay, cool. So what I need to do next, if I close this command group, create a new command group and call this one. So actually I don't really need to create a new command group there. I just need to have that one open just so it's a separate thing. So what I can then do is create a trigger, create an input, inventories that, and what I'll be looking for is down is fine, and then what I'll be looking for is electrolyzed water. There we go. So electrolyzed water cell, and then I want the output to be, no, I do want this in a command group actually. So let me do that. So there we go. So let me then say like create a command group just so it's all separate. I just want to keep this fairly neat. So I'll call this hydrogen. Here we go. Save you. Open the command group. So create a trigger. Input. Let's try this again. So I want that chest. Target down. Items. Electrolyzed water. Electrolyzed water. There we go. Fantastic. Electrolyzed water cell. Create output. And I want that last electrolyzer. So where is it? That last electrolyzer. Fantastic. Output. So target, sorry, I want it up, so it goes in at the top. Items doesn't matter, and then I need to create another trigger which will be pulling items out of that. So let me create a trigger. Inventories, so I need that electrolyzer, target from the north, items, and I want from this one, I want hydrogen cells. There we go, hydrogen cells. Output, what's what I'm looking for? Output, hydrogen cells will go back in that chest. Target down, items doesn't matter. And what I also need to do is create a trigger to, yep, create an input. That's what I'm looking for. What I also need to do is from that electrolyzer, from the north, items, I also need those compressed air cells. Oops a daisy. Let's try air cell. There we go, compressed air cell. From, yep, that's all set up. So yeah, what I want to do is put that compressed air cell into the automatic canning machine. So inventory, automatic canning machine. Excellent. Target. So this is a thermal expansion one, so I need to make sure that I've got the, oh no, it's not, sorry, it's GregTech, isn't it? Whoops a daisy. I thought it was thermal expansion for some reason. So target up, because most GregTech machines go in from the top, and then I want, that doesn't matter. So it'll put, so that will also take the compressed air cells and put them into the automatic canning machine. Then what I want it to do is, oops a daisy. So let me do, need to create a trigger. Here we go. So what I've also realised that I've missed out on here is I also need to get a fluid transposer and a, so yeah, this is a, this video is going on a bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a break and finish this program off in the next episode. So what I'm basically going to need to finish off is make myself a tank for storing deuterium in. I also need to make myself a fluid transposer to pull the liquid deuterium out of here and into yeah, the fluid deuterium out of here and into the tank, so it's in a fluid form, because that's the easiest way of putting it into the fusion reactor. And then hopefully that should be that complete. And then what I'll probably do is look to do the tritium one off camera. That's going to be even bigger, going to require even more of a faff to set up. So hopefully I can do that off camera over the weekend, because I'll do the second half of this particular setup next episode, and then do the tritium one later. So this has gone on a little bit, sorry about that. I think I finally solved my frame rate issues as well, and it's to do with OBS. And what I've basically done is I've set it to go at super fast instead of just very fast, so it's so it doesn't affect my frame rates anywhere near as badly, which is quite nice. So yeah, so I will finish this off in the next episode, as I've been rambling on a little bit. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you've enjoyed the episode. Apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.